This is a story of Dan Papineau. He lived a great life.
Lately I've been running on faith. What else can a poor boy do?
And he dressed somewhat normally. You know he's wishing we would have burned that picture by now. Then he met Judy, the woman who gave meaning to his life.
What's the biggest thing you've learned about her?
Judy is very patient. I've learned that she's a very patient person. She's had troubles thrown at her a lot in 60 years, and she has always patiently addressed them and resolved them in many cases very successfully.
And they decided to move out west, where they'd start a new life together and raise their family.
I've always been one to take each and every day. Seems like by now I'd find a love who would care just for me.
What's one thing you've come to really love about her in the last 60 years?
I've loved her as a woman, as a wife, as a mother to my children. I've loved her for her religious faith. I've loved her for her patience with me, very much so.
What are you most proud of?
Yeah, I think it's military.
Military.
Yeah, I think the proudest thing was that when I was executive officer of our battalion, we won best of type in the United States.
I've always been one to take each and every.
What was your greatest accomplishment?
Marrying your mother, marrying Judy. She set me straight so often.
Find the love who would care just for me. Then we go.
Dan was able to accomplish just about anything he set his mind to. And when I asked what his secret was for all that success, here's what he had to say.
Well, I didn't go around with a big duty list, like today we're going to do this, and we got to accomplish this, and we got to do this and that. Just took care of business. You take care of business as it comes to you, and do the very best job that you can.
Every family has that one thing that they do. And for us, it was skiing. We were so lucky. We all learned how to ski. And every year, between Christmas and New Year's, we'd go to Mount Bachelor, stay at Black Butte Ranch. Mom and Dad got to go such great places as Chamonix, France, or Val d'Isère. Dad recently shared that was the one thing he always loved doing in his life.
I spent most of the next days looking at the x-rays, talking about the options and talking about sweet time. I asked him when it sank in that this might really be the real end. How's it hit you when you get that kind of news? Man, what'd you do? And he said, I went skydiving, I went Rocky Mountain climbing, I went 2.7 seconds on a bull named Blue Manchu, and I loved deeper, and I spoke sweeter, and I gave forgiveness I've been denying. And he said, someday I hope you get the chance to live like you were dying.
So what'd you think of lunch?
What do I think of life?
That too.
That's pretty good.
He said I was finally the husband that most of the time I wasn't, and I became a friend would like to have. And all of a sudden going fishing wasn't such an imposition, and I went 3 times that year. I lost my dad. Well, I finally read the good book, and I took a good long hard look at what I'd do if I could do it all again. And then I went skydiving, I went Rocky Mountain climbing, I went 2.7 seconds on a bull named Fu Manchu. And I loved deeper, and I spoke sweeter, and I gave forgiveness I've been denying. And he said, someday I hope you get the chance to live like you were dying. Like tomorrow was a gift, and you got eternity to think about what you do with it. What did you do with it? What did I do with it? What would I do with it? Skydiving, I went Rocky Mountain climbing, I went 2.7 seconds on a bull named Fu Manchu. Man, I loved deeper, and I spoke sweeter, and I watched an eagle as it was flying. And he said, someday I hope you get the chance to live like you were dying. To live like
Hi, I'm Daryl Dowds. I'm the Executive Director of Habitat for Humanity of Kitsap County.
My name's Mel Cunningham. I'm the project manager for Habitat.
My name's Jane. I've been here coming up 2 years, and this is...
I'm Rod. I've been here about 1.5 years now.
Hi, my name is Don Brunk, and I have worked with Dan for the last 5 years.
I'm Dave Negronis.
I'm Harry Hibbler.
Hi, I'm Ray.
The legacy that Dan leaves with us is it will carry on forever in Kitsap County. Probably one of the most significant things that he's done specifically for our housing is that we have this radiant floor heating system that we use in our houses. It's super energy efficient. The neighborhood we're building right now, all of the homes have it in. The previous couple neighborhoods have had this radiant floor heating system, and people come to see it, and it's really innovative. Well, it's Dan Papineau. He went and saw what the Tacoma Habitat affiliate was doing, looked at how they were doing this heating system, and then came back here and made it even better. This radiant floor heating system does all the hot water for the whole house, plus the heating. I mean, it's just wonderful. It's something that you would get in a very upscale house, and it's for Habitat families. There are 32 homes at Harris Court that have Dan's signature on them. Every morning when the kids get up for school, put their feet on that warm floor, and that's because of Dan Papineau. And the legacy, the broad shoulders, honestly, that we stand on top of Dan at Habitat in Kitsap. It's incredibly humbling.
Bob Hammond. I ran into Dan probably 14 years ago when I was first working on a work site,
And probably immediately I realized this guy was probably the mainstay for the habitat build. A couple things I noticed right away over the next couple of years. A, he was very meticulous, that he would check everything over 6 times, and he kept a log. And in the log he wrote everything down that he did, so we continued on to the next house.
Words cannot describe Dan, because he was one of these unique individuals that was a perfectionist in what he did.
Had to have everything just right for his plumbing.
The second thing that was really interesting was that people would come along to work with him, either the homeowners or other volunteers, and within minutes they were either laughing or having a really good time.
It wasn't just Dan working on something. He would always take a couple of the new volunteers under his wing and guide them.
In addition, he was really a good teacher too, because he always took time to tell the new volunteers and the homeowners how to do the jobs when they were working on them.
Good man to work with, and
He explained things
yep.
as we went.
He was really a great volunteer. He spent lots of time on the sites, and in addition to that, he also worked at home.
What a guy. I mean, what a great volunteer Dan was. He would volunteer so much he would even build these panels at home with, all by himself. That's kind of amazing. Dan was just one of them great guys, just a great volunteer to have. I mean, the Habitat's really going to miss this guy.
My name's Caleb Hart, Habitat Home Family. Dan is a really good guy. I worked with him quite a bit. He's taught me a lot, and I really like him.
My name is Elisa Steiner, and I built my house with Habitat for Humanity, and I got the pleasure of meeting Dan and working with him on multiple occasions. And I'm so thankful that I was blessed to meet him. He was amazing. I used to sing on the work site all the time to keep my spirits up, and Dan would always tell me how blessed he was that to see me singing and to hear me singing all the time. And when I dyed my hair rainbow of colors, there was like 10 colors, Dan was the only old man out here who actually liked it. And he said it matched my personality.
We're the King family. Dan was a nice man.
My name is Genevieve, and my husband
Joe, hopefully.
And we are a future Habitat homeowner family. And we knew Dan for about a year. Dan was my first favorite old man at Habitat. He never settled for a answer of, "Oh, I'm good." He asked me how I'm doing, and he really genuinely wanted to know. He was full of joy and energetic with working with Habitat.
They put in their time for people like us to help us get homes, not just a house, and he genuinely cared about the families and us. Like Genevieve said, it's always a matter of not how you're doing, but really, how are you doing? What's going on? Is there anything I can help with? Always there to just help and be a sturdy figure around here. And he's definitely going to be missed.
We have a funny story to tell you about Dan. It was lunchtime, and we were all sitting around eating, and Dan calls me over. It didn't matter that it was lunch, and we got to work on it some more, and everybody just looked at Dan and started laughing.
Yep. Because everybody's eating, and Jane had to go back to work because Dan wanted to get that tubing hooked up. And
So there was no lunchtime that day.
He also was interesting about Dan was that when he came in to park his truck, everybody would, "Ooh, don't park near me," because he had a tendency to do a little bump and action thing on the truck. So I've got a few dents on my truck, which I am now going to label Dan Papineau, just to keep his memory with me.
This is one way that you can know what kind of a person Dan is. We went skiing together, and Dan was poetry in motion, and that's what he did in his work. He knew what he was doing, was proud of what he did, and loved Habitat, and devoted his time to work and make things better for the prospective homeowners. So that pretty well summarizes Dan. He was just a great individual. He will be sorely missed, and we miss his expertise, plus his smile, his laughter, and always a fun person to be around and work with.
Yeah.
But we really miss Dan, and he's special to us,
Yep. Going to be missed big time.
very much so.
He was nice working with, good. He was always thinking ahead. It was nice working with Dan. It was a real help.
He was just a great individual. He'd go that extra mile. He's going to be sorely missed.
Outstanding individual. And so Dan, au revoir, mon ami. Au revoir.
Dan lived to be in service of others. And it is because of the many great people in his life that this was all possible. We want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for coming and celebrating Dan's life. Dad, we love you and we miss you.
From glen to glen and down the mountainside, the summer's gone and all the leaves are falling. It's you must go and I must buy. But come ye back when summer in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. I'll be here in sunshine and in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny boy, I love you so.